So this is a video on how to draw out scale models onto 2D Design V3 or Texsoft Design V3. So very quickly, what you can do is if you go to Setup, Drawing, Scale, what you can cleverly do in 2D Design is change your page to the scale that you're working in. So whatever size you want your product to be, if you say, for example, divide that by 5, that's a 1:5 scale. So if you go to the preset scales, you'll see some of them are already set up there, 1:1, 1:2, 1:5, etc. So I'm going to work on a 1:5. If you have a look on the media and the world actual, so on the screen, whatever drawing you do will be 1mm. However, in real life, that'll be 5mm. So you can see it's preset. If the preset scales are not what you want to use, just simply change that in the world actual side there in that little box. But at the moment, I'm just using 1:5 just to show you. So as soon as you click OK, the A3 page which is on the screen will now be set to 1:5. So if I double click on the line tool, type in the length of line that I want. So for example, if I want to draw a 200mm by 200mm box, that's the size it's going to be in real life. If I do that and type in 200 by 200, go to grid lock, which keeps it on the grid, you will see it gives me that line that's set a fifth of the size, but in real life, using the real life measurements, that is 200mm. However, on screen, it's a 1:5 scale. So you can very quickly do scaled models in 2D Design. So I'll just carry on quickly drawing 200 by 200mm box. Oh, if I make a mistake, just press escape. So draw out the box that you want. And that is 1:5. Now, if you use the measuring tool, so go to the measurement tool, dimension lines here, and just measure it out like that, it shows up 200mm, the size it needs to be in real life. But actually, it's a 1:5 scale. So what I would do is go to ABC, click where you want the text to go, and I would put in there 1:5, 1:5, click OK, because that is the scale that I'm going to use. And I can then engrave that on the side of my model. Take grid lock off, I can move it where I want it. I'm going to put it in the middle of my box there to show this is at a 1:5 scale. I can then add my dimensions in if I want to, again using the dimension tool by using grid lock, or if you use the attach tool, you see here, which is the box with a dot in it, it will attach the dimension tool to the nearest corners. So you can draw out 200 by 200. You could then print that off and stick it straight into your book if you wanted to show that it's 1:5 like that. So once you've kind of got that, if you want to laser cut that, then remember black is to cut, red is to engrave. So if I want to engrave this text, I would need to change the line color to red, and I'd also then need to remove the fill from it as well, so that it then is 1:5. So that would be engraved on the side of the product itself. Don't forget, if I wanted to also add a image, so if I copy and paste an image from the internet, like I've done with this Apple logo, I can't just engrave that onto the image. I would need to contour it first. So if you go to bitmaps, contour, change that to 0, click OK, and then if you delete the original image, you're left with the image, and that then can again be cut or engraved depending on the color of the line. I want to engrave this on the side of mine, so I then make it a little bit smaller and move it onto the product because I want the Apple logo or whatever it is for my project on there, like that. So that's another way in which you can add something from the internet to your designs. So just a quick recap. To do this, to laser cut a scaled model of your product or to draw out a scaled model of your product, go to Setup, Drawing, Scale. Use the preset scales if you want to, but if I wanted a 1:6, for example, I do 1:6. Click OK. That makes your A3 page, which is default on 2D Design, set to 1:5. Then type in your real life measurements out on any of the drawing tools, and it will automatically do the maths for you to give you a 1:5 scale. Don't forget to use ABC to label 1:5 and to add anything like that, which can then be printed off or laser cut out. I hope that helps you do some scale models.